Welcome to DiceSized, and welcome back to Wish Hunter. This is a D&D audio adventure podcast where we tell bite-sized, dice-rolled, twice-told stories. This is me, your DM and friend, Robert Whitehead. And with me, as always, is my lovely table of friends and family here. We, of course, have my brother, G.
Hey, it's G playing me and Parable. Best little guy you ever met.
He is, honestly. But before we get to that, we, of course, have to get to the rest of the table. Maya.
Hey, it's Maya. You can call me Maya. Zin just re-encountered her long-lost friends, and if you want to know what happens, good luck, because there's a pirate here now. So you're going to have to wait till whenever the fuck. For that.
We will figure out just how much time you guys have to recoup before that happens, I think. But before we get to the story, we have to get to the person who is the center of my story, my lovely wife, Savannah.
Sav here. Did you use that one already?
I don't know. Probably. I'm going to start running out of them for sure.
Run it back in the comments.
I'm playing Cassie in this episode and most episodes. Much like how she experienced new friendship for the first time over the last couple of days, is this the first time she's experiencing friendship jealousy?
Ooh.
Zin, you have other friends?
Yes.
Apparently.
We did see Zin reunite with long estranged childhood friends, Igor and Ester, and we didn't get too much of a chance to cut back. We did cut back to Parable clicking his pen and Cassie telling off her dad again.
Someone's got to.
A lot of loose threads to wrap up there, for sure.
Parable hears 1, 2. Where is that beautiful voice coming from?
Could he be another bottom button bro?
How many more bottom buttons do I have?
Gotta catch them all.
He counts with such will.
There's enough buttons on this shirt for everyone.
Okay,
Let's hear a growl.
Oh, God.
I shouldn't have said
You
it.
shouldn't have said that. We're definitely...
Oh, you gotta leave it in.
I tried to do it like Parable and it came off way too authentic.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Harry Potter scene of Ron.
The tiger.
Why am I flushing right now? Why am I blushing? Anyways, without further ado, let's get to a recap, y'all. Last time, our heroes continued their struggle against the end of the world. Cassie called starry lightning down upon the Aelin Solari while they celebrated their capture of a living wish. Cassie and Savannah became a crackling ribbon of light, fluctuating in size and color, and shot forward to strike down upon the Starcallers. Though Cassie struck fear into the Starcaller cultists, Savannah took a terrible slash to the underbelly. But Cassie wasn't done yet. Starlight stepped in to save the little wishling that had been freed by the blast before returning to Dragonback. Parable released the elemental and primal spirits that dwell within him to shroud himself and invoked his breath into a blade of primordial energy, bringing his silvery might down upon Alita Dario, sycophant of the light and lead cultist of the Aelin Solari, who blocked Parable's onslaught of primordial power with the bodies of her acolytes. Alita, eyes filled with void, held both Parable and Glimmer in place with a gravity collapsing distortion of the light. With that, Glimmer's morale took a major hit. Zin set her eyes upon Pulsar Zen, the Starwatch sage who called Cassie, her friend, a half-wit half-elf, and forced him to swallow those words with twin shots of eldritch force. With Akuma and Gloom to take advantage of the opening, Pulsar Zen was soon wheezing from punctured lungs and diaphragm as Zin forced him to say it. Whole-wit half-elf. Whole-wit half-elf! And soon passed out. With a chaotic broken sky above and a lull below, Cassie turned to her father. Just as Claude spoke the words, "I'm sorry," more out of habit and manners than any sort of true recognition of the neglect she'd felt from him. Even he seemed confused at the feeling of hypocrisy that sprung up inside of him. Cassie helped him to understand that feeling. "I don't need a sorry now. I needed one then. It's too late now." Cassie's words settled within Claude like ripples in a pond. And just before Cassie disappeared, she heard a question at her back. "Did you get my letters?" Without turning back, Cassie and Savannah flew off and into the flutter of wish-forged butterflies. Claude followed as best he could, just as he always had, with a cantrip of dancing lights. Meanwhile, Igor and Ester tried to come to terms with the sight before them. Zin, blazing with unholy flame, but alive. Esther couldn't face it at first, but Igor had to see if it was truly Zin. In that moment, Igor spotted the weapon that Alita held in her hands, a dying star captured in glass, meant to be used as an absolute last resort. Through some means of magic and fate, the luck blade once more found Igor's hand. As he raised the familiar blade, Igor gave it a mighty throw, backflipping with the momentum. Esther dashed in and wrestled the star in glass device away from Alita just before she was able to crush and activate the collapsing void. With purposeful steps, Igor and Ester defected. Walking to the edge of the valley's domain, they saw the sea of astral waters that now pressed against the boundary of the domain. Knowing it was right to do, Igor threw the dying star into the astral void, just as he and Ester heard a voice behind them. With a classic level of banter and confusion, Zin said hello to her two long-lost friends. It was in that moment that the star in glass shattered within the astral tide and dispersed enough of the shifting sea to spot something zooming toward them through the blast. A ship of rough wood with tattered purple sails that bear the emblem of a bottle in the midst of breaking. And with that, Wishbeard announced himself and his vessel, the Bottle Breaker, here to claim these lands once more. We rejoin our heroes now as the sky is still falling. Zin's childhood friends, Igor and Ester, have reunited with her. Cassie has been unwillingly reunited with her father, and a pirate named Wishbeard and his crew aboard the Bottle Breaker grow ever nearer. As a rush of astral waters, largely violet and silver in color, push in and remove Wishbeard and his vessel from view, give me a survival check. I think everyone with disadvantage except for Cassie.
And parable.
Sure, I will say parable too.
That worked?
You know what? Yeah, you made me think about it again.
All right.
I'm taking into account how much your innate magical senses would help you to discern how far away Wishbeard is.
At 20.
He fought for flat, and that's a good flat.
13 for Cassie.
6 for Zin.
6, unfortunately, is not enough to get the gist, but 13 is absolutely enough to get the gist, which is that the astral sea is largely variable in how long something takes to get somewhere. There are consistencies amongst things that travel through it, but it's based on how intelligent and how willful or mindful that target can be. Just from stories that your mom had told you, or maybe almost something innately deep within you inside of that astral elf part of you, Cassie, you feel with the tides as they are, you have a bit of time before Wishbeard gets here.
How much is a bit? Maybe Parable can tell.
That might be affected as you're thinking of it with a 13 by a couple of things. Primarily their speed, which you clocked. What you can't know for certain is once they grow closer and start hitting like the boundary field, if they'll be pushed back or delayed by any of your effects. So as we shift over to Parable, you, with that nat 20, make soulful eye contact with another noble Jinn.
Oh, shit.
You see Wishbeard to
On the
be
ship?
another demi-Jinn, noble-blooded, to be clear, not like Atem, who is a grand Jinn of creation, but one who shares that essence. And as you clock him, you, one, know that your domain effects, you can feel it within the magic that because he doesn't have the permission to pass through the boundary, your guys' effects of Fire Shield and Slow and Reincarnation would all do something to push him back or delay him. But you feel no hostility from him.
Parable, despite everything going around him, is going to remember books of sand and boats and ships that sailed on them and stars and sailing through those cosmic waves. And he's going to remember something he used to think all the time and not say out loud. And I'm not going to say that Parable says, I wish I was a pirate.
He thinks it real hard.
He thinks it real hard and says, I always wanted to be a pirate. He's quivering, ready to meet whoever the hell is on that boat.
Are we going to heal Parable's inner child next?
Just before the astral waters fully converge and close, you hear within your mind, "Ah, new to the blood I see."
Is this, Mr. Pirate, sir?
Static starts to fill the voice as he says, "That will be Wishbeard to you, and nothing else."
Weird to yell in my own head.
And you cut out as the astral sea converges back in and cuts them fully from view. You can also work up that there's almost half a day before he could even get close. That's without like rolling for things. Like you'd have to roll against the slow effect of your domain boundary, and the fire shield would hurt unless you guys allow passage. But you have half a day to decide that.
Yeah, I think Parable excitably looks down because he remembers, that slow acted really weird when that happened. I'm still new to these powers. And he takes Brick out and he tries to track how far.
Ooh, it's actually really starting to struggle because you no longer have a globe, but Brick is The lands apart are breaking into fragmented pieces. And so Brick is struggling to track that as best he can. And it comes more so with like an inability to look at the whole. You have to do a lot of Rubik's cubing to get to a point where you're able to see just one side of the domain. You can't even get a 360 view of the valley right now because it's just so brand new. But Brick is starting to map it out.
Yeah, I kind of imagined it like only one where all the panels would like rise and float and swirl once I got it right. Only one kind of popped up shaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like trembling, and Brick's like, oh, let's do it. Doing his best to hold it up.
As Brick struggles to map this out, I think you guys have a general idea of when he will arrive, and I'll even give you like a forewarning so that you guys can prepare for it. But for now, you guys have a lot of loose threads as Igor and Ester are off to one side, and Cassie and her father and Savandria and group are off to the other.
I think Cassie, to be crystal clear and to be able to share this information with others, would probably ask Parable, since it seems like he has a better grasp on the ship incoming. Like, are you sensing danger?
What? Oh, sorry, Cass. The pirates are coming. Have you ever met a pirate?
No, I can't say I've ever met.
Dragon riders are one thing, but pirates. There's so many books about them. Have you read all the books about pirates?
No, just the space books.
They're space pirates.
What's a pirate, Parable?
They don't take shit from anybody. No one can hold them down. No one can bind them. They're free to do anything they want, take whatever they want. Oh, the pirates are awesome.
But are they nice? Do we need to get ready for a fight?
I'm sure there's nice pirates. All the pirates that actually, now that I think about it, all the pirates that I did read about in the books were...
Give me a history check if you guys want to see if you know anything about the pirate coming your way. And I'll say right now, Raya and Savandria and Gloom and Glimmer are doing a lot to make the living wishlings feel comfortable as they've all kind of gathered kind of like little bits of light that imitate the objects and feelings around them. What are those history checks?
A 24.
Whoa.
Which is like, yay, Zin, but also like, what bullshit did her community tell her?
24 on what history, though?
Yeah.
Cassie just says, what's a pirate? But I rolled a nat 20. So,
Oh my
so
God.
right there with you, Zen. We're like, oh yeah, those.
Oh,
The cereal?
This actually makes perfect sense.
crunchy.
This makes perfect sense. We will get to that nat 20, Cassie. We're going to start, as I like to do, with the lower roll of the 24, which is insane.
Terrible got a 19.
Oh my God. Okay, so you also get this, but not the religious version of this parable, so you can discern yourself. But Zin, you've heard of Spellbeard, never Wishbeard. But you've heard of a pirate, a legendary pirate captain, and pirate is synonymous with criminal and exile,
yes.
and it all just slots into that bucket that isn't follower of the light. But you've heard of Spellbeard, and these were in the older stories that came supposedly from before the Great Wishing. You guys did have a small amount of knowledge, ancient knowledge that you guys had just little bits of, and one of those was like the storied piracy of an individual called Spellbeard who would raid a place for its magical energy. And it said that early on when Domi was a little bit more newborn as a community, that they faced raiders of a similar kind, one who would come and raid and pillage them for their energy that they were using to hold off the energy of the Great Wishing. And so it was almost used as like a look at how terrible humanity was before the light came to teach us our new ways. And then the Great Wishing happened, and people still did it. They still pirated. They just did it on land, striking into others' domains and taking their power. So it's maybe just not as associated with water, but more with just like pure thievery, and pure, as close to a well-wisher as you could get.
Yeah, I think Zin, having just like had Igor and Ester like turn around, like looking, and then she's now like looking behind them and just says, Spellbeard.
So a mighty reputation, and Cassie, with your natural 20, this makes perfect sense why you wouldn't pattern this as piracy, because maybe you've read stories and that word just didn't click exactly, but your mom always talked about it as sailing.
So wholesome.
And her comrades as sailors, or at times privateers.
Oh.
Never, ever pirate. And as that clicks in your adult mind, something in your heart just kind of knows with that natural 20 that your mom had
She was a liberal.
she probably had a bit of a wild child past before ever settling down in the lands apart, and it probably came in a form like the one that you are seeing ahead of you. flying high on the high tides of the astral sea and living life by the rough wood of the ship beneath you.
What a badass. Well, I suppose then instead of upon asking Parable what a pirate is and sort of connecting the dots that he's pointing at these people, I might say, those are sailors, not pirates. What's a pirate? And just sort of correct that.
Privateers, they're all over.
Yeah, but what language is that, pirates? I've never heard that word.
I think they associate with the same words. I mean, in the books that I read, there were good pirates, there were bad pirates, there were privateers, they were all types of different things, but mainly they were free.
All the stories I've heard of privateers and sailors, they were all good and fun and wonderful.
I mean, there were some bad ones.
This is news to me, but you'll learn something new every day, I suppose.
As you guys chat about these pirates coming in, we have Parable and Cassie kind of off to one side of the western flank of this valley right now, and Zin, Esther, and Igor still off to a side. Have you guys continued that reunion?
I would say probably we haven't moved from the edge of what maybe was a bluff. It's just the edge of the floating thing that we're on.
Perfect. So this is a conversation amongst you, Igor and Esther, about Spellbeard
I figured
crazy
I can't hear what they're talking about.
Yeah. As Cassie and Parable discuss pirates and privateers, Savannah and Raya at that point come on over and say, "Are we in danger?" Raya pipes in, "Or do we have time to take care of the wishlings?" They're like moving in kind of unison as they're both dropping into their natural roles as caretakers for these newborn wishlings.
I think his name, if he was being honest, is Wishbeard, and he seems like a fantastic guy.
Which one are you looking at? You're giving me such intense eye contact. I need to know if you're looking at Raya or Savandria.
I'm honestly darting back and forth between the both. And, like, Parables, I think pirates and pirate stories were his first imagination escape when he was in the book Well. And he's like almost has the battle behind him and forgetting about everything around him. So excited for this. But he does say, I think we have to wait at least a few hours, if not more. It might be a whole half a day.
Raya, I think, chimes in and says, like as if out of instinct, bad breath, but he's a good guy. I mean, anyways,
you know him?
No, it's just one of those weird feelings. Savandria says, so half a day. Okay, we'll take care of the wishlings then.
Wait.
Well,
did my mom know him?
Raya takes a second, gathers herself, and tries to do that thing where you just concentrate and hope to remember. And I will give it a roll here.
Do they still look like Soraya?
Yes, she still looks more like Soraya. And Claude is just over to the side, 1 hit point. And having been talked down, he is really waiting his turn.
Good boy.
As he knows Cassie has not read his letters. But with a 17, Raya will definitely gather herself enough to recall that, yeah. And oh my gosh, I wish I could just, I'm not going to be able to hold them, but so many stories, so many.
Good ones?
Good ones.
Here, take Brick. He, it's been working better this way. I just smacked the piece that was floating up and into him.
Whack-a-mole?
And I really twist him hard and then I smack him one more time. He's in witness mode.
Oh, poor guy. And places her hand, hoping to capture a little bit more of these memories that flood through. And I will give this another roll here.
I think it specifically says a small passing memory.
I think with a 15, you capture one memory in crystal clear clarity, which is of Soraya and the moment that she fell in love with sailing and the moment that she fell in love with the astral sea. Because up until that point, she traveled of her own accord until you have this memory of her on a ship, feeling what it's like to, you have the word in your mind now. As Raya says, spell jam. I don't think it would work like that now. Something tells me we have something denser around us than just astral waters, and you catch one other. Again, this is a little bit more of a scattered memory, but this one is of your mother diving off the edge of the ship and floating through the waters and starlight stepping throughout and looking for denser patches of astral sea where she could bound off of and play with the planes of gravity that would mix and match around. It cuts out way too quickly, but it clicks as Raya says it. The astral waters around you are they're primordially dense.
She's my shooting star.
She is and has been many a time, I am sure.
What a special memory to have captured.
I because of who Raya is, instead of you having to touch Brick at all, it almost just as they touch it, it projects through Brick into you.
Thanks, Brick.
as you have those memories from Raya through Brick to you, is there anything that you want to follow up with any of the stuff that we have going on here? We've got a lot of loose threads, but it sounds like you guys have a decent handle on what's coming.
We should probably all get together, regroup.
Awesome. So you guys go and move to reunite with Zin. Or Zin, do you think you come back from the edge?
I think Zin is just staring in terror at the ship and just like, Spellbeard, Spellbeard, and like slowly pointing. And I'm like imagining Esther and Igor like, Spellbeard, and like all of us turning back around. We're freaking out.
Yeah.
Over in this corner, bad news.
Parable doesn't help. He's already like flying on Glimmer, being like, Zin, it's pirates! It's pirates, Zin!
So just like, it's been a while, guys. Hi. Can you
Zin.
I'm gonna need you to just wait right here for 1 second. Okay, I'll be right back. Runs over to Parable and Cassie. Guys, pirates, they're coming, and they don't mean good. Actually, wait. I think I need to.
Wow, Zin. That was amazing.
Who's that over there, and why are they dressed like the Aelin Solari?
So, okay, I'm gonna need you to not ask about that right now. I'm trying to be calm. So, the ship, pirates, bad.
Yeah, Wishbeard.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what Parable said.
Is this one of those things where like my memory of things because of where I grew up maybe isn't accurate to the actual world?
I'd bet on it.
Okay, that's huge.
Seems
news.
like a trend.
Okay, so
This is honestly, it's one of my favorites.
so we're happy about this?
Who did you think it was?
Well, evil incarnate, coming to, pillage everything, steal anything,
Oh my.
probably kill, but basically anything you love, destroyed. Mm-hmm.
It does seem like he has quite the reputation for destruction in Zin's brain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you probably didn't hear that. Akuma just. Yeah, lots of destruction, lots of bad things. But the way you guys are, seems chill. Seems chill over here. Are we?
Parable said good vibes.
Zin, this is one of my favorites. And I opened the good book and I pressed my hand to it. And because it's so fresh in my memory from these stories that I read, I hold up a little short story on one page about the great pirate Goodbeard. And it's just a little tale about a pirate who sails the seas and takes what he wants.
Do it. You can. Make it rhyme.
There once was a great pirate, Goodbeard. He needed a lot of help, but he was weird. Once he tried to sail the 7 seas, and he found up on the first one, there wasn't enough breeze. He found out later that all he needed to do was blow real hard, and he'd get to Sarah Badu.
Sarah Badu.
I thought you were going to say scooch a boot.
Okay.
That didn't sound so bad, Zin,
That
right?
sounds better than ours. Akuma, do you mind repeating our short stories?
Yes, there was once a pirate named Spellbeard. Long was he ever and always feared. Lost before its time, but lo did he commit his crimes. He brought destruction and terror upon us. All forever and always remember the name of Spellbeard. Blah.
Yeah, they were too afraid to continue, so they had to stop.
Sounds
but they
bad.
did include the screaming in the text. It was a little weird at the time, now that I'm thinking back on it, but I never questioned it.
Yes,
Sounds like a difficult bedtime story.
I will say
Yeah,
I never
can you
read
imagine your
that
mom?
one.
Yeah, my mom would just kind of scream at me and then leave the room. Good night, sweetie.
It was just a script for parents rather than a bedtime story. And your mom just took it as like a little, like it says in asterisk.
Sorry, I was telling it as Zin's mom likes to tell it. I think it's actually a mixture of opinion about whether you do the screaming part.
Well, the good parents did really good screams.
There's the
you know.
screamers and there's the not screamers, and you're kind of in separate friend groups.
Oh God.
Okay, do we
Sounds like we have half a day.
half a day?
Imagine.
Oh, okay. Zin is almost like slightly disappointed that there's so much time because she really doesn't want to go have this like reuniting conversation.
So, yeah, you didn't answer me. I think Cass and I would both like to know why you're talking to the people we were fighting.
Do you know them?
Right. Yeah. So,
Hey, Zed.
okay.
Zed.
This is happening whether I like it or not, so I'm just gonna need you to trust me, okay?
Zed, is that you?
Yep, this is really okay. Igor, come here. Come here, buddy. Bring it in. Bring it in.
And Igor, you just hear doom, 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 and just leap. And
I imagine he picks it up and spins her around.
it's a full-on tackle. I think he tackles you and lands on his back and squeezes you.
Zed, you're alive. Oh my God, you're alive. I had no idea. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I would have found you. I would have found you.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Oh, I'm
breathe.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. You're big. You're big. When
It's
did you?
And he hugs you again.
Okay, yeah, this is great. Oh my God, Esther, your hair is so long.
Esther, come over here.
Esther takes a few very slow, disbelieving steps towards Zin as Zin and Igor are hugging, and I think just sort of falls to her knees and wraps her arms around Zin's knees. Just very quietly and just starts crying.
Oh, stop.
Esther, she's up here.
But I'm down here, Igor.
I think Zin just puts her hands on Esther's shoulders and says it's me. It's
I
really
can't
me.
believe it's you.
I'm here.
I thought you were gone. You said you were gone.
Well, I was gone. I mean, technically.
You died?
No.
Oh,
No.
then he lied.
He lied. See, what I've been finding out in the last decade, and more recently in the last, 5 days with my friends here, introductions to come, a lot of the stuff that we were told, and hopefully you've realized this considering you're not trying to kill me right now, is that, yeah, they said a lot of stuff to make us do a lot of things, and they're not as nice as they claim to be.
We know, Zed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you defected. Granted, we did kind of kill all your friends, but why?
I was giving myself the punishment I thought I deserved.
Punishment?
We really didn't have a choice.
Punishment for what?
You remember, Zed, that you don't really get a choice
Well,
where we're from.
if it were up to me, I wouldn't have left you guys. I would have at least taken you with me.
Where did you go?
Well, first, I was in a cell. They locked me up. And
Those liars. I've got to kill them.
what did they tell you? What did they tell you?
They told us you were dead.
Oh, right.
Aris told me it was my fault that you were dead.
Oh my gosh. Zin takes off her necklace and puts it onto Esther and is like, this is Aris.
Where?
Where?
No. He's dead.
What?
Yeah, I killed him. Well,
This has been a huge deal for Igor and Esther. It was largely hush-hush that Aris was disappeared at all. But Igor and Esther fully know that, because of the authority that they gained eventually in the Star Colors, that Aris is missing and has been missing for the past couple of days, right before he was supposed to take his place as the Chosen One. Alita wasn't supposed to lead the forces today.
Esther, you were right. Here's 2 gold coins.
I wished on a star. What can I say?
So we have an incredible amount to catch up on. Aris came after me. He was trying to gain more power. And, I tried to divert him. I tried to do it nicely. I asked very, very kindly for him not to hurt my friends. And then he kind of, was all consumed by this power. And
Zin, it's been years, but you're still doing the thing.
okay, you're right. So long story short is
Esther is beaming, just waiting for where she knows this is probably, hopefully, maybe going.
yeah, so then he really did start to fight us, right? Looks at Cassie and Parable. He was like a fight. We didn't just kill him to kill him. He was trying to kill us.
Cassie's nodding.
Lemillion and Team Papaya have to come in at this point as Lemillion says, well, it was a murder, but I have things to be about. We're currently collecting the lessons.
Murder? Zin, you murdered him?
You killed somebody?
Oh, only you could.
It's up for debate. This is Lemillion. You'll meet him again later.
Sorry, I have things to be about.
This is the stuff of my dreams.
So, to be completely candid, I wasn't the one that landed the killing blow. That was my very dear and good friend Parable here. It was badass. But then he was like, woo, ashes.
Yeah.
And
I did it with this sword. Click.
As you bring it out, it like fluctuates and the luck blade appears for a moment and it can't, like a light switch, unable to fully flick on. It flickers there until you click it back. But yeah, the luck blade's really having a difficult time coming out as you try to manifest it with Igor around.
That looks really familiar.
Yeah, Igor, it's your dad's sword.
What?
That's his sword. We saw Scotty again.
The one I love.
No way.
Yeah, you probably
So
have
fun.
fuzzy memories a little bit. There was a whole like rainbow thing, and I only recently got all the memories back. Woof, you guys.
Oh, no.
Woof. But again, ours deserved it then and now.
Always.
And he turned into a pile of ashes, and like the good neighbor that I am, I collected the ashes, and with the help of a friend, I made it into a crystal.
This crystal?
Yeah, and if you...
Ah, yes,
Oh.
I'm Akuma, the artist behind the craft.
No, he's lantern mode, please.
Oh my God, fire.
Ooh,
He's so
1,
useful.
2, 3.
That's me in the Hail Mary. I'm going to be right so
I'm
honest.
sorry. It's just such a tick. It
You-
happens out of nowhere.
You
whenever I
first
see
had
flame.
a giant spider and a couple of men riding atop him that passed, and now you have Raya that walks past and says, "Oh yeah, he taught me how to do that." As her mouth like closed in lantern mode. He's a great guy though. You'll come to love him.
Zid, these are your friends?
These are my friends. First they were my coworkers, and now they're very much my friends. And I think now we're way more powerful than when we started. It's been a wild 3 days, I'll tell you what.
Zen,
Same.
you
Yeah.
have friends.
Bitch.
No. What I mean is you have friends and a job and you're doing amazing, and I still I'm just coming to terms with the fact that you're not 10 years dead, and you changed the world. You did it. You changed the world.
Oh, yes.
What a big check you can take off your list.
Leave it to you, Esther, to find the silver lining in everything. Wow. You're right. I did change the world with the help of Akuma. So, on our promise day where you promised to the light and then I promised to not the light and everything started on
burned
fire.
out everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my fingers were crossed.
That used to piss me off, but now I understand. I've learned so much. Because, Akuma, he offered me a different option. He offered me freedom. He offered me
A path of her own.
a path of my own. And you know how I was craving the path that was given to me. But then I had this feeling, I don't know, my dad's been on some weird stuff. And so Akuma told me I could change the world. The light told me I had to pledge fealty to Aris, and we all
To be
know.
clear, she told me she could change the world. I just listened.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that when a snake wants to have fun, you're all about it. But when good old Esther and Igor want to have fun, it's dig my heels in.
Well, I think
I'll forgive it.
Thanks.
The light talked to you too.
He tried. Akuma kind of put up this shield. He was all like, "You might have something in your pocket." And I was like, "I do, but I'm not going to read it." And, so I went with Akuma, and I really was not anticipating the whole light everything on fire. Really terrifying. So sorry for that if it was scary. I understand that they probably said a lot of bad things about me. And if you stick around in our party, you might see some really weird stuff. I'm still getting used to it. I don't really understand where it comes from or why it was bestowed upon me, but I'm still, just trying to figure it out. And if you want to join us, you're totally welcome, but I totally understand if you don't want to. And, Parable, pirates? So it's just like, I don't know what to say to my friends. I don't know what's going on.
The light spoke to me too. He told me to leave my sword in the cave.
The light told you to do that?
Yeah, and then I lost my memories again. And recently I was able to remember, but it's that sword.
So
You mean this sword?
Yeah, we met Scotty again. He bestowed upon us many, many gifts. One was your luck sword. And to be completely honest, when he gave it to Parable, I thought it was because you were dead, Igor. I didn't know I didn't imagine you would ever.
A lot of that's going around.
We were all just thinking each other was dead.
Well, Esther, I knew
What
you
kind of
wouldn't
light
go
is
down without a
that?
fight. So
It's true.
Can
It's
we at
true.
least get connected on each other's socials first before we go? So that we're
oh my gosh, yes. What are your
social
star
stones,
coordinates?
which are they only work in Domi. You're looking at it now that like they
They all connect to the newsletter.
I'm afraid
Yeah.
we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Just the Two Wells newsletter board floats by.
So this is Cassie. She's
Hi.
really smart and knows a lot about the stars and has a mom that's a god, turns out.
Hi, Cassie. Could we first meet the giant dragons?
Oh, the dragons.
They're not going to eat us, right? Because like
No.
I've been really trying to ignore.
Well, they haven't yet.
They haven't yet. They could give
How
you
about the spider?
the spiders chill too. Spiders chill. I actually, turns out, can read his mind and see through his eyes. That was a revelation. Yeah, I'm telling you, wacky stuff has been happening. Then we have Lemillion.
Oh, hello. Lemillion is currently like practice thrusting at Volano, who is like dodging, and it seems like they're working out some sort of like weird friendship where like Volano really gets picked on a lot, and right now it's Lemillion stabbing at him.
Papaya's refereeing and pulling him apart.
Yes. And I think Chorus is over there as well as subtly shifting back and forth between Chorus, the combined form, and Coin and Morris. They join in the sparring with Volano and Lemillion, and it becomes kind of like this very odd game of monkey in the middle. Idiot. They have just recently finished dropping off the collection of stars that they also caught as the ground team, which we rolled for on the after show. I have to let the listeners know, and collected just as many wishes that you've already collected. So 6 clusters, one by you guys last session, and 6 more, one by Lemillion.
5 by Papaya, 1 by Volano, and Lemillion collectively.
Exactly.
One on each arm.
So what camp kind of looks like right now is dragons off to one side, Big Spider Co on the other side, and in the middle, Raya and Saphondria working to kind of corral the living wishlings, who all just kind of flit around distractedly, and they don't want to use any sort of mechanism of imprisonment. So that's the scene that you have around you as you discuss who to go talk to and who to introduce Igor and Ester to.
Yeah, so we have Lemillion. This is Volano. He was part of the monks and we saved his life, and now he's part of us. You don't really need to know much more.
I'm a coward.
He's a coward.
That's the thing you need to know, because
Yes.
I don't always like to admit it, but you need to keep me honest.
I'll
Yes.
tell you that bravery is a choice.
Oh,
It's most definitely not, young sir.
How many choices have you made bravely lately?
I don't make
You two are going
choices.
to have a
No, I react to the
lovely. Okay.
Zin, I don't like him.
the world comes at you fast, little boy.
None of us really. We just kind of keep him. Volano's just in the background. And this is that. And this
Cassie goes, papaya, web, mouth, spell.
It's in the mouth.
incredible. Papaya.
You hear
giant.
Lemillion say, "Stand still, I can get it." As Volano says, "No, no."
Lemillion, if you want to be a bottom button bro.
In this moment, I imagine Volano has a mustache and Lemillion like cut half of it off. And then we have Papaya. Hey, Papaya. Yeah, he purrs.
Big P.
Big P. And then Dapple.
Hi guys, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit busy right now with all of the many.
Yes.
There's so many spiders.
So fair.
So many spiders, so many things that want to eat other things, and I'm just trying to keep all my animal. Oh, she's got all types of fauna and flora coming up to her and being like, "Shit's going down in this part of the forest. How can we maintain the cool?" And she's like, you send the giraffes there, send the scorpions there.
It looks like little vines giving her wet willies and like the grass blades tickling her foot.
It does look like a really weird way that she's connecting to Mother Earth right now, but she has been preparing for this. Even if she hasn't been able to be a domain leader, she's been as much of a leader to this valley as possible. And so she's activating all of these physical things to allow for the animals not to descend into chaos.
Yeah, I don't know how much you have heard. I know Aris was in charge for a while of the Star Callers, but Dapple was maybe one of the places that you all were trying to find at some point.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's not a big deal. You just came to kill me one time. Not a big deal, right?
I mean, I bet they weren't. I bet they weren't there.
Well, that's what you said when you stayed the night. But I'm gonna right. We're gonna
They
say
So-
didn't use a very nice name for you. They said that you were the evil, wicked witch of the woods.
I don't think that's
That's
necessary.
not, I mean, that's kind of a compliment.
I mean, I'll take witch. That's not bad, but
We'll workshop it. So, okay, and then we have the illustrious Savannah, and in like bows.
We all bow.
Yeah, terrible button. Everybody bow.
Zin kind of like elbows Igor, like bow.
What? Oh,
Get down
sorry.
It does a backflip on you and me.
Welcome. If you are friends to them, you are friends to us.
Oh, I can talk.
Yes.
What was that?
These are Savannah's babies.
Aw.
Yeah.
They don't look very baby to
Yeah,
me.
you might have, well, no, not anymore. They started very small and now they're very big. But yeah, we get to ride them sometimes when they let us and it's necessary.
Ooh, how big are Glimmer and Gloom now?
that is a very good question to ask. Give me perception checks as Savannah and Glimmer are interacting with the living wishlings.
Just an 11.
18 for Cassie.
18 is the only one that gets it, because you might assume just by looking at them that they are getting excited for like what they're about to consume magically. I don't know if you guys are worried about that at all in terms of if you have predator and prey in the same pen. Cassie knows that you don't have to be worried, because even as they just interact, there's this sort of homeostasis and symbiosis and mutualism, specifically where both are benefiting by the interaction.
With
the wish dragons and the young wishlings.
yes.
The wish dragons themselves don't actually need to like eat or consume these wishes, but they are
They
absorbing
can absorb.
a little bit of the energy radiating off of them.
No SPF here, baby.
Yeah, so they're more like a renewable energy source for these wish dragons that will continue to allow them to grow. But already Savandria looks like a true adult dragon, and Gloom and Glimmer are also reaching non-wormling status rather quickly, with of course Gloom being a little bit bigger still.
Yeah, so they're here. They are very helpful in our mission. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone. I mean, we have Parable. Sorry, he's kind of small. I was like going in a line. I'm like, oh, looks down. And Parable.
Side-eyed Zin. Hi, I'm Parable, or Lil P.
Well, it's nice to meet you. You have a really nice sword.
Yeah, I got it from a man named Scotty. It was very special to me. Hides it behind his back.
Well, I guess you could keep it. It's fine. I'm just glad a piece of me was with Zid this whole time.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Igor looks directly at Akuma and said,
So, I think about it a lot, and if Zid had stayed and she never got a chance, there's some piece of me that always hoped that she was alive and doing something different, something that could change the world, I guess.
We indeed did many, many different things.
That sounds very private, but if you...
No, not like that. No, our relationship is...
Oh,
I'm the
very
master.
platonic. No, well,
Right? No,
well,
I'm the master. I said that like a year ago and you were like, yeah, like you nodded really quickly.
right. You were also trying to burn down the entire willow forest at the time. So
Oh,
I
you were
kind of was
telling-
just saying whatever I needed to
You're
get you to like
what?
calm down.
I
Yeah.
would chip me now, or I'm gonna be so.
Digs a wood chip out of her pants and like throws it at him.
Igor's gonna look right at Akuma and said,
you took care of her the whole time, and he reaches out a hand. I want to say thank you.
Aw.
It's a hesitant at first, but then quickly wrapping around your hand, Akuma's fiery serpentine tail wraps around to shake yours.
you see two little flames in Igor's eyes.
They put me in that cell and I didn't know what they were going to do. I think there might have been some movement from my dad to maybe keep me alive, but I didn't want to stick around to find out. So Akuma here kind of blasted the cell door open, or I did. I still kind of hazy, but
We burned a trail like none have seen.
Yeah.
All the way to the two
Denial.
wells.
Zin's in denial.
and I was the whole time going and trying to blow it out.
No, she definitely. Wow, you really don't remember that accurately
No, I
at
don't.
all.
Well, how could I? I mean, I was kinda
Parable,
traumatized
would
by
you
the
mind
whole
giving
situation.
Would you mind giving me the ball?
I throw Brick to
Akuma puts in the sensation of what that trip actually was like, and then as you touch
This
it,
is too much for Zin. Oh, I mean, you can handle it. I know you can handle it, but holy
Juiced
cow.
up.
as you touch it, you just see Akuma looking afraid of you as you and flames. That's like all that can really come through, but it's not all Akuma burning that trail.
So when you said I took care of it, you lied. You lied.
I took care of it. It's kind of like when someone says, if God was going to help, wouldn't he do something? He sent you, right? Like, it's like one of those things.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you are your own answer.
You know, at this point, I should just expect everyone to lie to me. I don't understand why I'm so
Hey,
trusting.
I stopped, Cassie says. I lied the once, you asked me not to, and I won't ever again.
I never lied to you, Zid.
Oh, I definitely lied to you, says Esther. But I gotta stop because I'm letting George have the floor here. I don't have two voices for these people. So Cassie and Esther are quite quiet.
They're just like giving each other the eyes, like up, down, like,
Some friend.
One other very quiet voice makes itself known now as Cassie, you feel a presence at your side as Claude says, I won't bring up the letters, but would you just introduce me to your friends?
No,
Well, I'm trying to make amends.
I don't know you.
That's the point.
Who's this?
Sir.
We had another. I mean, I know my friend's defected. Who's this guy?
This is my dad.
Oh, do we like him?
Not really. No offense. I mean, some offense. to
Sir,
you, but-
I don't let anyone steal anything from my friend Cass, including her moment.
My little ladle doesn't have anything to worry about.
Whoa, with the nicknames. Little Ladle?
It's her favorite constellation, I'll have you know.
Looks at Cassie.
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
Not anymore. It's not my favorite. It was my favorite because my mom pointed it out to me. You don't get to call me Little Ladle anymore.
Zin like sends Akuma over to Cassie's shoulder so he can be like, yeah, fuck you. Over on my shoulder, yeah, come at us. Over here on this shoulder, yeah.
Parable pops up from the bottom of the frame.
Time to do Claude's parental development roll with a 5 versus the 1 that he rolled last session. That's at least a little bit of improvement, but not anything to help him as he says, I'm just trying to make up for lost time. I know I wasn't the best then, and
You can't.
I was...
You can't make up for lost time. It's over. It's gone. You lost your chance. So stop trying. What I have is the 5 seconds in front of me at any moment.
Well, if I only have 5 seconds for you.
That wasn't an invitation.
Igor,
1, 2.
As he starts counting, he tries to get across some crucial information really quickly. If you're not going to give me much time, I just need you to know that Starwatch's bounded field is about to rise up, and I don't know if you are keeping an eye on the rest of the world, but this isn't the only domain that wishes are going to be drawn to.
Are there any domains left?
Starwatch is what?
Bounded field. It's like a domain, but opposite. It draws things in rather than keeping them out.
Who could have lived through all of this? I mean, the world is cracking apart around us, and we were barely able. We're Tamanari.
It's just invisible and inaccessible to us. There are every domain that existed before, even some of the simple ones, made with spellcasting. They could potentially survive. They just need enough power. And the lands of favor and the lands of fortune have their own continent-sized domains. They don't have to worry. They'll have any number of wishes
What's your
fall.
point?
My point is, I don't know how much energy or power is needed to survive this. And the tower is going to take every last drop that continues to fall. And as you look up to the sky, you can see it's already starting. There was at one point streaks of the living wishes near enough to the edge of your domain that you could see them like fish in water, zipping through and past as if the shooting stars just weren't at the right angle to hit this domain. But now you're recalculating that, and all you can kind of see in your mind's eye how they're veering off and away
I'm
to
like-
different
They're going
domain
to the-
slivers around you, different land fragments around you.
It's not just Starwatch that they're going to.
Not just Starwatch, but Starwatch in the nearest vicinity is the most noticeable.
As the straight linear lines come down, if they're going to a locale, they might start to spiral.
Yes,
so if
yeah.
you look up, it'd be like natural, but then over Starwatch, you see like this funnel.
Yes,
down to the point.
exactly. And you see a couple headed over. Again, you can't actually see the geography that where two wells would be, but as if you would look out that way, stars are being tracked similarly, but much less so.
One more time, what the Starwatch bubble is called.
a bounded field. It's similar to a domain, except it draws things in instead of keeping things out.
Where do they draw their power from?
I shouldn't be telling you this. This is a secret greater than...
Claude, we are way past that.
You're
Spit
right.
it out.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm shaking off the dregs of something. And everyone give me an Arcana check as he says that.
27 for Cassie.
23 for Zin.
That's a 16 for Parable.
Above 20 is needed. Here, the Zin might get this more as like something that needs a contaminant upon him that he's slowly shaking off and is being destroyed upon him. For Cassie, you see this as the sky can lie. He hasn't been careful enough. And you see, now you're realizing amongst all of the Starwatch sages and tower hands that you saw, symbols and signs of infection from the sky. Something that you guys have all avoided really well. Essentially a corruption of the mind to look upon it indefinitely or
like want to grab the stars and make a wish.
Exactly.
Is it because they've been in their bounded field? I rolled a 27.
You know what? With the 27, I will say that is likely they've been dealing with more radiation than the typical folk.
Yeah.
And any sort of extra magic that they would do, not just the bounded field.
Okay. So two things we're sort of taking in right now. We're learning about a bounded field that Starwatch Tower is encompassed by and its ability to like draw in wish magic instead of keeping it out.
Yep.
And we're also observing that living wishes
Yes.
are being drawn to domains that have likely survived this implosion or
Correct.
explosion.
And in the nearby area, it's obvious that they're going to Starwatch. A few seem to be headed towards Two Wells, but not many. As your father's telling you, it sounds like the lands of favor and fortune just don't have to worry about it. But everyone else...
How does he know this?
We've been preparing for it. The power that is being utilized at the tower is one that's been held in reserve ever since the first Great Wishing, the first turn.
So how long have you known it was going to happen like this?
Myself? About a year. You would too if you'd read my letters.
You're only further proving my point.
That's not my...
You knew.
That's
you
not
knew
my-
and you had a chance to let everyone know, and instead you were petty and you put it in a letter to your daughter?
As you say those words, combined with that Arcana check, you're having never read the letters, it's hard. So that 27 Arcana check is insane enough to get you the idea that he might have been writing to you out of a cry for help and been unable to communicate because of this corruption of mind. There was evidence that the tower was being mismanaged and poorly led, and now you're seeing that it might be more of like an infection of the mind amongst all of them, and your father may have discovered secrets and been unable to share them due to this magical enchantment upon his mind and memories that he's now shaking off.
This is so disappointing. Why did you stay? You couldn't leave? You couldn't retire early? Take a pension?
The machine that powers the field is called the Grand Armillary.
Yeah.
It's a map of the universe itself. It was going to tell me where your mother is, Cassie.
Wait a second.
I knew that she never died. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but you were young and I didn't know for certain anyways. I felt it and
I'm so tired of people not telling me things because they think I'm better off without the knowledge that I deserve and have a right to.
well, your life was good, wasn't it?
My life was a lie.
As Cassie says, my life was a lie. Zin holds her hand.
Oh,
Or pinkies.
Parable mutters something that he's felt is true is knowledge is something for everyone.
I think in this moment, Raya storms in and starts poking Claude in the chest and says, "How dare you?"
As Soraya.
As Soraya.
Can we roll? Can Cass roll an intimidation check?
Cass can roll an intimidation check as Soraya in visage, Raya in person, stabs with a finger at Claude's chest and says, "How dare you? Out."
19.
With a 19, Claude runs. He falls to the ground as if seeing a ghost, and now he runs. Raya follows.
Follows?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to send a spider after him, but...
Wait, Raya leaves after him?
Raya leaves after him.
Raya, come back.
Something in my soul is telling me that I have words to say to that man.
Can I use leans a papaya and say, "Papaya buddy, Can you ask your family if you notice the Huntress? I don't want to have another introduction in this little get-together here.
There'll be no more death here, as you hear a voice step out from the brush behind you.
Zin grabs her sword.
No. Don't you worry about it. I'm just here to talk.
I'm keeping the boots.
I'm keeping the broom.
And I don't want to hear you talk.
You can have the boots. The only thing I want is that pendant. And looks towards Cassie, who's wearing the stone witch eye pendant that has been, or maybe not wearing it, but it's in your inventory, I believe.
It's probably tucked into my corset. Like I'm wearing it and it's, it's tucked in.
She'd still be able to perfectly point to it. Having never tried to attune to it, you guys didn't realize that she still was.
Oh. That was the one with all the weird gibberish as the explanation too.
Weird
The
gibberish.
hag eye?
Yes, the hag's eye.
Can I ask if I can roll to see if I get a jump on her before she gets a jump on us?
Oh, yeah. Give me that. We'll call this perception.
21.
I'll give her a stealth here. Yeah, you knock her stealth roll out of the park. And so maybe she wasn't trying to be stealthy, but you heard her coming. And how do you react given this new state of mind?
I want to act like I don't notice her coming up. Do I get a sense that these star cuffs that I have, are they unlockable?
Yeah, you could totally use them.
Yeah, I want it to look like swirling handcuffs on a chain, those toy handcuffs. Yeah. And like do it just right to slam it on her wrists. When she
cool.
Walks forward.
Awesome. Give me a sleight of hand and I'll do opposed for you. You'll need a 12.
And that 20.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn.
As she finds cuffs around her wrist, she says, trickier than I thought you'd be, but all remains the same. I just need my way home.
I'm sorry, but we don't have time to deal with you. You're going to have to be here for a while.
Well, that
Your
wish,
home's gone. Look around.
it's not gone. It's just out of sight.
What does the necklace do?
It'll get me home. That's all you need to know.
Where's home?
The lands of favor, as I've told you.
She's with Count Chance. I don't need to deal with him. So the world isn't falling apart. It's still out there?
It's still out there, but the thing is that it is truly falling apart. We only have so much time, and the lands of favor, we're primed to change it. We're primed to bring everyone there.
What is your intention after going home?
My intentions are to meet my liege at his side and do whatever he demands.
Ew.
And if your liege, say, decides to come after us or try to harm or injure us in any sort of way, what would you do then?
Don't call him your liege.
Our plans have nothing to do with you.
Well, that landed you here, so I don't quite believe
Twice.
you. Twice.
For the record. Coincidence?
I think not.
Parable is honestly going to ignore Atalanta for a second, and he's just going to be like kind of little guy, overstimmed, overwhelmed, and he's going to stomp off towards where the looming pirate or privateer ship is headed towards us. And he's going to pull out his pen from that he uses in the good book, and he's going to write on his boomerang.
Okay, cool.
And he's going to write, awaiting your arrival, can't wait to meet, Lil P. P.S. This is just a regular boomerang. He's going to whip it out into the astral sea towards the ship.
Cool, awesome. As you do so, something zips past your head, almost along the exact same trajectory, and lands at your feet, Cassie.
Oh, it's not the boomerang having gone around the...
It is not.
I thought it was like instantaneous.
Yeah, at first I thought it was like that, but I'm now imagining like the boomerang going in and something coming out like it bounced off. I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to play so hard.
And a glass bottle with a note inside lands at your feet.
My mom told me about these bottles with notes in them. No fucking way.
Bringing a real bottle with real paper inside will get a reaction out of your players. I'm not sure what's coming out of Maya's mouth right now. But
The Halo soundtrack.
so as that bottle drops to your feet and you've taken it out, and we've all taken the time to ooh and ah in person. Good job, good job. You find the bottle at your feet. Does Cassie choose to read it?
Cassie does. She's opening it now. Cassie opens it tentatively. Oh, God. And sees the handwriting and sort of gasps a breath in and is going to try to read it out loud. Because information is meant to be fucking shared. It says, Hey, little ladle. The stars are quiet now, but they will be louder than ever with a capital E when this finds you. I have little ink and less time. You'll meet an old friend of mine holding this letter. He's a kinder man than he'll admit. He'll arrive upon a broken ship under a broken ladle. The tide comes soon. Be braver than I was. Be better than I was. May fate and luck guide you. All my love, Big Ladle.
And you know now with certainty that your mother was indeed friends with a man once named Spellbeard and now named Wishbeard. As you look
so
out,
he was.
He was a bad guy at one point.
he was a bad guy at one point, but you'll learn more about that once he arrives, which is still a little bit far off. But as you look out towards his heading and where he's coming in from, the stars have shifted much, but there is within the astral sea the suggestion of constellations. And just as she said, above his heading, you see like the ghost of the constellation that you held dear, the little ladle, right next to the big ladle, both broken and split by tears in reality as the lands and even the fabric of everything separates.
Recognizing that her mother might have the ability to be watching over her right now, Cassie takes a moment to look up farther, higher in the sky than the little and big ladle, and just sort of gaze like she always does, but this time with like her eyes locked on a being that she didn't previously know was there, just in hopes that her mom can see her and can see her receiving this message and taking in this moment of calm and reassurance.
Looking up amongst the chaos of this camp, you look into the sky and see just that purple sliver of star that is still standing and fluctuating and emanating with color. Give me a perception or investigation check with advantage.
19 perception.
With a 19 perception, your eyes pierce that violet light. Present within it, you see both the silver and gold somehow hidden and consumed, but still there within the violet light. You see evidence that your mother's divine essence, if not still maybe alive and sentient and held by her, is still within in existence and has been subsumed by the violet. You can't know what that means for her life as a goddess, but that check is also high enough, I think, to see a little bit further past and through it. And this is a moment of arcane insight that I think, give me an arcana check on top of this to see if you're able to fully understand this, but you see it.
17. Could I have advantage?
You know what? Actually, this is your shit. Yes, advantage. This is stars.
Dirty 20.
Fan-fucking-tastic. A dirty 20 is just what you need to see past and through this purple light and understand that you are in a domain within a domain. As this purple light is but a boundary, as somehow your arcane insight pierces through that and see madness on the other side. No longer stars, no longer sky, but what surrounds the purple light around all of this existence.
Including the star, including Solaris.
Including
What's
Solaris,
left of it.
including all of the fragments of the lands apart that are left, including everything, with the divine essence of your mother acting as some sort of magnifying glass. You in a moment of clairvoyance understand everything you know about the stars is a lie. For the very plane of existence that you lay on, you've read bits and pieces of this. A plane known as the abyss or limbo. Many such planes that are so filled with madness that there aren't physics that hold true. The sky has always lied. It's done its best to be real. This world, held together with scrap and string and bits and bobs, was never long for it. There is not space out there. It doesn't continue. It ends. And at the purple light's edge, starts a crimson and black ocean of madness that is indescribable. Abomination and elder evil entities roam through with massive size. You can't see this, you can only feel this, like an alien and unknowable world where physics should be. Your arcane insight picks up where your perception has always left you, at this edge of infallibility that now you pierce through and find only madness around existence. Your world is one that is a lie. It always has been.
What else is new?
Your mother's journal makes so much more sense now.
Rick zooms out as you're looking and just kind of joining you, trying to look up. And he zooms out until he can't anymore. He's shuddering and he just collapses.
Cassie puts a little hand over Brick's quote unquote eyes and just says, "You don't want to see, bud." I think Cassie is going to digest this a little bit before sharing with others. It's just a bit immense to try and convey.
It's almost philosophical, but you're understanding that the gods, more than anything, are functionally doing the exact thing that you are right now.
Yeah,
holding together a splinter of something in an existence that wants to wipe away everything.
I'm feeling a kinship with my mom and also resentment at, I think, what feels like, what's the point? How many layers of this are there? And if we let go and just let it happen without fighting back, would that be easier and better than adding another layer of fight and struggle? And I think it's just easy to feel hopeless when you realize, okay, we're fighting this fight, so someone up there can fight a better fight, but they're fighting the same fight that we're fighting. And somewhere there's a small spider fighting the same fight in their tiny little domain. And inside that tiny little domain, there's a flea that,
Yeah. Be braver.
Yeah.
Parable's running back. Brick, what's going on, buddy? Cass, why are you okay?
No.
What was in the bottle?
It's a note from Wishbeard. I mean, technically from my mom.
Wait, your mom? I heard you from over there. I didn't really know who it was from.
Big Ladle, that's my mom.
Oh.
She must have sent a message to Wishbeard.
So he is a friend?
I think this definitely confirms that he's a friend, if we trust Soraya.
Pirates are the best.
So I've heard.
Yeah. I've been really looking for a god to believe in.
The slight southern twang on that really, it was giving farmhouse chic.
I love it.
I've been looking for a god to believe in.
Actually believe in.
That would be nice.
Oh, Akuma, love you.
It would be nice if we could trust this one this time.
Yeah. Do we let him in? I mean, I assume we're controlling this domain. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, who put us in charge? But I do like that he has a method of transportation that's clearly working in a place where we have not yet figured out how to navigate.
Yeah, if anything, if he is a bad guy, we could always steal his ship.
That's
I'm sure
true.
one of us can
You've done
figure it
worse,
out.
Zin.
You know, when you put it that way.
I mean, we do have 3 dragons on our side, and I'm not too worried about us, but I think he'll be a friend.
Yeah, did you see what we did back there? I mean, obviously we were all doing it at the same time, but it was really cool. I just kind of forgot to say that in all the hullabaloo.
I don't know about all of you, but I sent a message as best I could through the barrier to Wishbeard. Oh, I can't wait to meet him. But the time that we have remaining while the world falls apart around us, maybe we put our heads down and have tea one more time.
That sounds good.
A little normalcy feels incredible.
Cassie does squeeze in a glance at her dad, at Claude, and shakes the note and says, "She's dead and still acting as a better parent than you." No response needed.
I think he had literally just come back from that talk with Raya as they both kind of like round back in, and he's like walking in, not with a smile on his face, but like having, it seems like the conversation with Raya sobered him and he has a game face on, and that just completely wipes it away. I think he just stutters, speechless.
This is a letter I'll open every time.
I guess I should have put mine in a bottle.
There you go. Missing
Sorry,
the
that was
point.
stupid. That was stupid. I should have shut up. Shut up, Claude.
It's giving Volano.
Who do you
You-
think's apprentice he is?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, when I made Tower Sage, he made Tower Apprentice Sage.
Takes a coward to know a coward, huh?
That's
Also super fair.
He's not a coward. He's an intelligent. He's a he's a strategist.
He let Lyra die.
Volano chimes in from the other side. Definitely a coward. Definitely let her die. Still dealing with that.
Did you know someone named Lyra?
She was one of the best. She
Dead. Because of him.
At Volano's hand.
Okay.
Don't know everything, do you? Anyway, I'm making tea and I will not have extra, so we'll talk later, I guess.
I'll go keep the angry woman who wants her stone necklace back company.
I can't wait to meet the genie pirate.
We know.
Did I say that he was a genie?
It's giving parasocial hard.
It's giving Parable is to Wishbeard as Lemillion is to Parable. I'm a pirate.
Do you think he'll be my top button, bro? I'll be the middle button, bro.
It's buttons up his buttons.
Do those pirate shirts that
He
open
can
at the
walk
chest
my plank.
so much? Do they even have buttons? Are they just are they going buttonless? Whoa!
Do they wear V-necks?
That's a booty I want.
Parable's V-neck phase.
Oh boy.
Good Lord.
Cinnamon plum?
Yeah.
That sounds great to me.
That sounds so good.
I won't hit you with the dandelion.
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
As you guys settle down for tea, what does this look like as you guys have a massive camp right now?
I am imagining just like a bonfire. The dragons like kind of curled up around and as like a wind barrier and have dragged big elements for us to sit on.
I was going to say
yes.
that moment when you're walking back from the bathroom at camp and you get to have the snapshot of seeing everyone enjoying their like warm, bubbly time at the fire.
Yeah.
Tea kettle over the fire.
Silhouette.
Yeah, we get to see everybody around and like leaning in and meeting and talking to each other. You see Igor like leans up to Lemillion and says,
So, you're one of these wish hunters too?
Well, so the thing is, I got promoted to Wishmaster when I was young, before I even knew what a Wish Hunter was.
Not a promotion, Lemillion.
No, well, I
Totally different
specialize.
thing.
Different things.
Specialize. I'm a specialist.
Igor, don't trust a word he says.
Have you ever stabbed a man who wasn't looking? It's the best way to do it, you know.
That's why you're in the Cowards Club.
And Parable's your boss?
I wouldn't.
Yep.
He's okay. That actually brings something up. Parable
yeah, Lemillion?
kind of stands up, wipes himself off.
Are you going to ask for a raise?
Why does everyone assume I'm already working? Tries to psych himself up as if he's not already. I offer myself as your squire.
Parable stands up. He's the same height as when he was sitting. Jumps off the log.
Just
or
the hop.
Yeah. Says, Lemillion, assume butt scoop position.
With honor. He assumes butt scoot position.
Parable's going to click his pen on his right shoulder, click his pen on his left shoulder, and he says, Wishmaster no more. You are truly a wish hunter in training.
A wish hunter's apprentice.
A wit is kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I know. WHIT, that's cute.
He's a wit.
I like a wit. As you tap one shoulder, at first the first form of your blade switches to the other form of your blade. Tap the other shoulder, and you say these words, offering Lemillion a position of connection to you. And in such a position as a Dominari, words have power. Blowing from your chest comes a silver and gold and violet
Oh no.
tether. This light connects to you and Lemillion, and you feel it. You describe what this feels like in your paladin senses to me.
It feels like when you smell like really good food,
Yeah.
and in cartoons they like kind of have this waft. The genuine, authentic feeling of like smelling something really good and wanting to share that with somebody and say, oh, get over here, smell this food. But like drifting between us and us just taking a big breath and puffing our chests out. locking eyes at the levels that we are in Butt Scoot and standing.
I do find it hilarious if it's just like suddenly and oddly intimate as you guys like soul bond unexpectedly for a moment, but it's filled with awe and grandeur. And it's just like the fact that you just connected him to something with purpose. And I think it might be just what you see on Lemillion's face that might be most shocking as you see a realization upon his face that life can be filled with purpose. And he's only gotten hints of it, but now he feels a reflection of your paladin's will. And he, instead of seeing that as some sort of ephemeral dream, now feels it in truth and understands it to be a real thing, something that you hold true every day.
Yeah, I think Parable does take a moment of seriousness, jokes aside, and feels for one of the first times truly in his, not just his experience as a witch hunter, but of being in charge or in front of someone using authority to help them and being in a space that's not just defensive or reactive. And he has this feeling, this connection, and as he fades, he gives Lemillion a nod and holds out his sword to cling tips.
He does so as like a low 5 blade.
And I look at Igor.
With this newfound connection between you and Lemillion, as you look towards Igor, you see a tether already formed between you and Igor.
I go through the same ritual with Igor. I walk up to him and I say, I don't know your past well, but if you're anything like Zin and you helped us today, we need as many people as we can get, and you seem like a good-hearted man. If you'd like to be, I'd like to offer you a space as a wish hunter of the first well. You'll be Lemillion's boss.
Lemillion was like definitely behind you, like miming, oh, another one of my men, another one of my fault. Like, I can't wait to be, oh, got it. What do you think Igor's exact words are? And I think he, of course, accepts in this. You guys have essentially been connected ever since you both defended the Cave of Wonders.
I think he just says, well, it seems like the best thing to do. Did I hold the sword?
Yeah, you can hold the sword.
Just for a minute, just for a second.
Parable gives Igor the sword and he holds it and he goes,
Okay, I'm ready.
and he hands it back to Parable.
This is for you, Grandpa.
And goes through the ritual. Parable knights Igor.
Awesome. The blade appears at Igor's side for a moment, and you know that you guys will be trading it forevermore in the future for whoever needs it more. For now, Igor just feels the energy solidify a little bit more strongly, and akin to Lemillion, feels a life that could be filled with purpose that doesn't feel bad, that doesn't feel self-flagellating, that doesn't feel filled with resent, one that feels right. He and Lemillion, I think, take a knee together as you guys have started your own wish hunters of the third well, with you guys being the third well itself. You can decide your own ranking system, but my point is that you guys are that source of power that they are bonding to.
I don't want to go through all the RP, but I do look at Esther as well.
I don't think I deserve it.
Well, you can hang out as long as you want and decide later.
Esther, if there's anybody that deserves to be someone they want to be, it's you.
That's really nice, Igor. Thanks. It's just so much to take in, you know?
I think Dapple chimes in this moment, who we've kind of talked before about how she can get quite anxious. And she says, just don't feel pressure to do it the way they're doing it. Pointing to Igor and Lemillion and Volano, who's also like standing expectantly, like, come on, excuse me. But Dapple comes up and looks towards Cassie and kind of looks between Cassie and Esther, but looks mostly towards Cassie, asking for permission as Dapple reaches out with a druid craft-like spell effect, conjuring nature in primordial and earthly form. And she says, connecting my magic to yours might be enough. Would you mind bringing me into the fold? I too would like to be a wish hunter.
I would be honored, Dapple. Cassie is going to close her eyes and sing Star Song.
As you do so, you start to harmonize energies within this group. Zin, how do you incorporate yourself into these gathering energies? Because the Star Song enhances the primordial magics of Dapple's spell, and there's a connection of green to sky that somehow happens that I can't describe. It's magic, y'all. As Cassie's magic converges with Dapple's and adds to this mix, you see a line of connection form to Dapple and Cassie. But Esther is still kind of on the side and isn't pulled in by this, but has it as an example. Esther seems to be hesitating here. What is on Esther's mind?
Esther, still coming to terms with Zin's aliveness, is now also trying to reconcile the fact that she spent 10 years, or the better part of 10 years, in service to someone she didn't agree with as a form of self-flagellation, which did harm to her community and wasted time. And it feels for Esther like she can't win. So there's a tug to want to be involved, but it's going to take a long time before Esther really feels like she doesn't deserve less.
No roles necessary, Zin. You see this written on Esther's face as you consider what you might do.
I think Zin would walk over to Esther and hold her hand and say, I know you just met these people and technically maybe just re-met me, considering you thought I was dead. Fair. I can't know what you'll find if you stay with us, but I do know that whatever it is will be more Esther than anything you've done before. And I've found who I am with these people, even if it's terrifying. I can't tell you what to do, but I think you deserve it. And I say and don't freak out. And we'll reach her hand forward and a smoke tendril comes out of her hand to join the light and the nature and the smoke. And I know they've said a lot of awful things about Shadowcast or other people who don't follow the light. But I can say from experience that we've had a whole lot more fun doing it our way.
Yeah, it's time to start having some real fun and not be afraid anymore.
I think I'm overdue for fun. You're
yes.
right. I think I'm overdue for fun.
Igor sprint tackles you.
Lines of Esther's light converge with Zin's shadow, adding to the mix and only making the magic dance all the more. Esther's especially truly dances. There's something wild and free about the magic as soon as it's let go, and Esther allows herself another life, a next step, some amount of forgiveness.
Esther really cannot find the words to express the sentiment that, in the grand scheme of things, reflecting on the part of her life that she did share with Zin and Igor, all of that time felt like cheap and self-invented thrills for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
But saying yes to Zin and Igor in this moment and trusting them in this moment feels like the probably most meaningful thing she's done that she can remember. And just hearing someone, especially Zin, say give her the permission to invent a new Esther is just so freeing and so encouraging, and probably just what she needed to hear. I can't even look at Maya.
I know. I had to stop looking. I'm I have full body chills right now. Again.
I love you, Esther.
I love you guys.
Love you.
I love you, Zid.
Love you, Igor.
I love you too, new friends, Lemillion says.
Slapping Igor on the back.
And Dapple gives Esther a quiet hug.
I hand out my backup homemade badges.
You've been sitting on those this whole time.
Well, if I lose one, I can't show people that we're Wish Hunter.
I have all of the orientation paperwork with me at all times.
She's got her license.
The whole scroll. All of your licenses are in there too.
Volano's kind of running around trying to touch you guys, seeing if the magic will rub off on him as he's trying to get connected. But eventually in this moment, I think something special happens where you all find yourself in a loose circle. Volano, describe to me what it looks like Volano, as Volano 2 offers himself to be linked to this well of power. You don't have to call him a Wish Hunter.
Oh, he's levitating above us.
Okay, he's levitating above you, and you see starry flecks form around him as he connects to the node network that this is forming up to be. And then the last little bit is, I think, Chorus separates into Coin and Morris. They say to one another, "Now, Coin, do you think it matters if, we're already bound. We're the top level, second well. They keep saying third. I don't know what that's about, but should we..." "Well, Morris, I think we could join in with maybe just a clap and a stomp." And as they clap, clap, stomp, and they high five with one of the claps, a implosion of energy connects to them and then connects to the well of power, and a ring of power begins to create. And everyone give me Arcana checks. You guys are about to form a headquarters.
Natural 20.
Oh, hell yeah. 13 for Cassie.
14.
Natural 20, what do you want?
What do I? Zin pulls out her blueprint. I, just in case that anything happened to the two wells, I was prepared with a rebuild plan. But I'm open to suggestions.
Ooh, just visually, I like to think about like after the bonfire is partially made up of all the wishes that we collected. And when the circle starts to form, they start swirling around all of us, but they settle around Zin's head.
Oh, be like a willow tree. But I like the imagery of like it sprouting out of the ground and growing fully, big enough where big old tree, grows everything. And you can see that there's like windows in the trunk and like different things. So you could go inside of
So
this
cool.
and be within the tree.
It gets massive.
I love
It's
that.
the two wells, but inverse. The two wells just has the great tree on top as a
Yes.
protecting force, but you switch that and have the living space on top, and will protect it yourself otherwise.
Like,
Beautiful.
You know, like when you see exposed roots on the sides of the hill, like it grows so big that the roots themselves are the size of trunks, and like water is coming out of the sides because it's protecting the well. So
Yes.
you see two waterfalls coming out on either side of the
Perfect.
The land itself shifts as Dapple's cottage comes to your call, as Dapple's connection brings something that is within magical grasp, and she thinks to herself, "No, we'd have to go there." And no, this is your domain. The forest shifts. It's just a question of where. And the cottage slams down right where the tree grows around, and using the cottage as like a foundational structure, and like learning that magic of extra dimensional spaces and rooms. It's a massive tree, but there's a more massive inside. And that has to do with my next question of Cassie with the 13. What's at least one room in there?
I mean,
A watchtower.
Like an observatory?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 110%.
Except this time, it's going to have a lot of desks because I don't want to work alone anymore. It's more fun to work with friends.
So fucking cool.
No shell phones needed.
I love it. We'll get into the exact specifics of what that looks like sometime soon, I'm sure. But Parable, what does your room look like that you add? Rather, what is the nature of your room that you add?
I imagine a library, a circular library going up.
Cool.
So like maybe for like the top floor all the way up to the top of the tree is a library.
Brick flies in a spiral up the tree in this space, these quarters that you're imagining to turn this into a library as the shelves grow out. Brick lasers in these little bits of hieroglyphs that like indicate the knowledge that can be found with him if you're there. And so it's like a digital library that can be accessed. And then as he finishes that work, and pieces fall off that are like little, essentially like USB dongles. But you build yourself an arcanely digital library within a tree filled by Brick and the knowledge that you've contained within him.
When he comes back, I put his pieces right back. You know, I always lose these. Keep them on you.
I imagine too, like the branches of the willow, they hang down and they drape. And as you're kind of looking at it, as the branches kind of sway back and forth in the wind, you get this kind of effect of not really being able to see what's behind it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is that like distraction enough to kind of create an illusion of it's just a regular tree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
I kind of like the idea of if we're bringing things together that as like the branches sway and paint the ground, we see other elements start to grow into the landscape, like a cave with a rainbow in it. a little cottage that says the Whites, and they all kind of like collectively make this new town.
I think you might find lots of little oddities around this domain, and with the reincarnation especially, I don't think that's far off. Cassie, why don't you give me a roll for quality of reincarnation? This is mainly going to do with timeliness. And
Arcana?
Yeah.
24.
Fuck. Yeah, with the 24, I think that's happening almost before your eyes as little bits in communities, the communities that were made by simple domains, are slowly starting to dot the lands that you control. And as you've built your own bastion of power and a well of power that will hold it, you also find 3 seats that form within a central chamber. And your characters don't know this, but this is very akin to the create spelljamming helm spell. However, you're not spelljamming a vessel. You're spelljamming an entire fragment of a dying world.
A headquarters?
I kind of love the idea of like the war table in front of us
Yeah.
is similar looking to the armillary, but it's wooden, and there's a little slot underneath the library at the top for brick to go.
Fantastic.
The peace
Love it.
table.
Yeah.
Peace
So
table.
he's our GPS.
Yes, that's good. The goodest table.
As this headquarters grows around you, our wish dragon friends take to the sky, teaching the wishlings to fly amongst the trees, who appear as birds and other creatures of flight that follow them around, Raya included. The rest of our band of crew, I think, makes their way throughout the tower, finding rooms to settle in for the night as they have a home you've given them in this world that is falling apart. They have a home. Even Atalanta, do you guys put her in like a prison room or anything?
We have a place for you here, and I know that you're bound. We're going to give you a whole floor to be on your own.
I don't have to listen to this idiot anymore. And she points to Villano, who's like, hasn't even been talking to her, but like he's just talking. The man's a fucking coward and a moron to boot.
You won't have to deal with a single man ever again.
It's beauty to my ears, but she goes quiet thinking about Count Chance.
I
And
give her one of the USBs from Brick to use for a short bit of time. And I say, there's lots of books about queens and huntresses before you.
she snatches it and like takes you up on the opportunity. And you can see in her face that it's like espionage reasons. Like she's like, I'm going to go collect information, but she might learn a thing or two about herself along the way.
Yeah, Thing Parable looks up at the tree and hovers for a second on his boots, then looks at the pirate ship, takes a sip of tea, says his best, "Arr."
Just goes and practices.
Just goes and practices.
Matey.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. Any other notes for this long rest after quite a fateful cup of tea?
I think Zin would go and kind of like lay in the branches of the willow, but during this long rest would have more conversations with Igor and Esther, probably more pertaining to like how her family was during the time, and just kind of like swapping stories of like, what did they tell you? Oh my gosh, I found out this. Oh my God, do you know that, all the, we were told this and I actually found out that blah, blah, blah.
So
like, just,
good. Yeah.
you guys, there's a whole world out here. Like they
Connecting
told us about
all these dots, so many dots that like, I imagine a lot of it is just like Cleric Hazel realization that like he was probably one of the coolest adults that like how lucky you were to get hints as kids.
It was really hard when they quote unquote got rid of him.
They got rid of him?
I mean, we haven't seen Cleric Hazel since, I don't know, he helped us for a couple of years after you were gone, but
Huh. Interesting.
Ara said that was my fault too.
Aris is dead and he's hanging around your neck. Remember that. Never forget it.
I can do it.
I really wish we could end the session there, but I have one final note that Cassie, as you stumble into your observatory room, you find 2 very familiar shapes, 2 very familiar silhouettes, ones that you've seen only in your mind's eye these days, but when you were a child, often. Your father and Raya, but in the visage of your mother, wait for you here. Raya is standing there as if not in support of him, but as if in a way to hear him out. What do you do?
Cassie puts on another pot of tea.
And I think there we will end our session as Cassie makes tea once more, quite late at night, for a long night of conversation. But luckily, elves only need trance, so you got the time to maybe work some stuff out tonight.
Oh, what a cool observatory and a canopy of a tree, though. Like, imagining that last room, it has some actual leaves and branches in it, where everything else is like wood and trunk.
Well, and it might even sway a little, which would really fuck with some equipment, but I think in these times it would be perfect.
Yeah, it's all calibrated.
It regulates itself.
Like a sailboat stove.
Yeah.
Like a sailboat stove.
Like a sailboat stove. We all say,
Not a gyroscope.
Not a gyroscope, sailboat stove.
What do you want from me?
And I think that is a perfect time to end our session, y'all. What a good and hefty session, y'all.
I'm just so stoked that I'm about to click long rest.
Those
Take long
warlocks.
rest.
Been waiting for
Confirm
this.
long rest.
Uh,
Cha-ching.
If we're outside still making tea at all, I just pictured Parable and Cass and Zin being the last ones left outside in front of this giant willow tree suddenly, and I'll just kind of pick up a piece of bark and write home and put it above the door.
Aw.
so good. As you guys truly have made a home here, one that will last. Well,
I was going to say, this feels like it could be a 5 minutes thing,
Well,
a
so-
5 years thing.
Long enough for a long rest.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
That's
just-
all we need. He won't take it from
Long
us.
enough for a
Found out
long
we're in a
rest.
simulation. We look past the edge of the universe suddenly, and now there's just red and chaos and angriness and madness. On
That
the
is
You're
the-
living in a state of bliss, Parable.
Yeah, that is the craziest thing. Yeah, Cassie's dealing with some existential shit in the back of her mind right now.
It's not background radiation, it's background anger
Oh, God.
behind the universe.
And I got to say my stuff here. This has been a bite-sized, dice-rolled, twice-told story told by yours truly, Rob Whitehead, and brought to life by my players, G, Maya, and Sav. To post about the show, use hashtag DiceSized, that's DICESIZED. For more like this, follow us on Instagram and find us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/DiceSized. We're also on YouTube and stuff and other places. And if you're listening to us anywhere and you like us, please give us a rate and review and maybe even a subscribe. That would be dope. But I hate this part of the job. Do what you want.
Dice-sized.
A siren and a queen chase secrets through the night, turning whispers into music, darkness into light. Keep your eyes peeled for the cryptids and for chaos on the loose. They're on the case, cut to the chase. There's nothing they can't sleuth. There is nothing minor about RPG Major, so do us a favor and lend them your ear. RPG Major is anything but minor. Their harmonies you'll love to hear.
RPG Major is an actual play like no other.
Welcome to Snapdragon Landscaping and Investigation.
I know you guys handle mysteries that are non-standard.
I think that one of my coworkers is a changeling.
I was conjured. I am the Pirate King Fabio from the books. You're not asking the questions that normal people ask.
Can I do a quick check to figure out if this man is a ghost and doesn't know it?
Sure. I'm gonna need a discipline check.
Oh no! Oh no!
Give me a... Actually, if your song about this is good enough, it'll just happen. So make it a good one.
'Cause it's not
Just magic trick.
That's right, it's a musical, but all the songs are made up on the spot.
You're not lying to me.
You've seen me try to lie.
Now raise your voice and take your place in this world.
I never wanted to hate you. I never wanted you to be gone. You have to understand that I don't know how much I can even trust you right now. Do you know why I even came here today?
I lost you once. I won't lose you again. I lost you once. Take my hand, my friend.
For laughs, mystery, storytelling with heart, and new songs every week, subscribe to RPG Major.